first moved to St. Louis, he came in to interview for a job with my dad, who was the manager of the Pennsylvania Life Insurance Office. And I think he just moved to town. Of course, Dad hired him, and we met him, and just, it was instant, you know, we were just like that, and pretty much inseparable for a lot of years. He's part of the family.
Yeah. I was in the wedding, the first one. The only one.
Yeah. I was his best man in the same wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we kind of lost touch because I moved out of town. I guess the last time I saw Dave was about 2 years ago at Thanksgiving at Rhonda's house. And
my mom still talks about the pumpkin crunch that he brought because he was a good cook.
Yeah, he was.
we watched a lot of ball games together. Gone to see Burns and Bono a whole bunch of times.
Yeah, that's right.
And he was a brother, and I've lost him, and I loved him.
Well, I'll tell a funny story. How about that?
We could probably use it right now.
Okay. Well, Dave was notorious for having beat-up cars.
Yeah.
And sometimes they ran, sometimes they didn't run, sometimes he needed a ride. But I had concert tickets to see the Moody Blues. This was back in the 70s. But I didn't like to drive at night downtown. You know, I was a county girl. So I said, okay, Stastny, if you can get over here, then we'll take my car. And I don't know why, but for some reason we ended up taking my mom's car instead. So we get down to the old arena. At the time, I think it was still called the Checker Dome. And we have a fender bender accident. Dave was driving, and he was going down. You know how you turn off Oakland, and you dip down and go into the parking area? And he took his foot off the brake and boom, right into the car in front. And we both looked at each other like slowly they turned. I said, I'm not telling. He goes, I'm not telling either. So Mom to this day still doesn't know. We had an accident with her car that night. But the people that were in front of us, I think there were some that day. That's my funny Stastny story. He was such a good friend to me. When I was divorced and a single mom, he helped me with my kids. He called my Jason over here, and my daughter Melissa. He called Melissa Melvin, and he would come over on the weekends and throw him around in the pool, and they loved him dearly. So,
Joe, I'm sorry, but before you came along, we kind of hoped the family did that. They were too good of friends for that, I guess.
yeah, we were just brother and sister. That's all there was to it. So anyway, that's our part of the scenario.
I have some funny stories too.
Okay, Joe, this is my husband, Joe.
Terry bragging on shirts. Stastny actually made this shirt for me and a couple other guys on one of our trips, so that was his gift to us. And we were looking through his pictures at his house a couple weeks ago, and you know, he has all his golf buddies' pictures. He had a picture of Jack swinging, Chuck putting, and the picture of me was over by the rocks, looking at the woods, looking for my ball.
A lot of those.
Because whatever talent he had, Dave could find a golf ball no matter where it was. He would say, Joe, it's just 3 feet over to your left, and it would be there. And I'd say, thank you, Dave. So the golf ball in the street. Yeah, he'd say, Joe. Yes.
Joe, actually, we should tell him he dropped them there for you, buddy.
No, he was back in the car telling me where to go. Left, Joe, left. That's not right. But a story about the kind of friend he was is we were driving over to Centralia for 4th of July at Rhonda and Randy's Uncle Jim's place. And Rhonda was already over there, so I drove over with Dave. So naturally, since Dave was driving, we listened to Jimmy Buffett. And I wasn't really into Jimmy Buffett all that much at the time. But you know, he had 2 or 3 tapes, and he played them for me. And And I said, boy, this stuff is really, really good. And so we spent the rest of the day at Jim and Charlotte's and did the pool thing. But then Dave was going to go back to St. Louis, and I think me and Rhonda were going to go to Mount Vernon. But before he left, he came over and gave me the tapes. He said, here, you like them so much, you can have them. And I said, gee, Dave, are you sure you love this stuff? He goes, no, you like it, so you can have it. And that's just kind of hits them right on the hammer hitting the nail right there, as far as I'm concerned, about what kind of thing Dave was.
Amen.